you seem awfully confident, Kremnoan. Let's see how you define the idea of weight.
Ketiduran gue kayaknya
For your
kemarin.
information, in Castrum Kremnos, the punishment for profaning a duel with such crooked words is impalement. But as we're in foreign lands, I'll indulge you. The signet of Kremnos, the crown jewel of our people. That's my choice.
A ring. Not just any ornament, I'd wager.
Don't push your luck. Think I'd pour my heart out to you? Just know that Kremnos' 1,000 years of glory could bring a titan to its knees. Let alone a nobody like you.
So to him, glory and his people outweigh the entire world.
And the very destiny that Mighty himself will eventually shoulder.
Terima rupiah salah pot.
Now this is a tough one. What can I possibly offer against a ring that signifies so much? Well, comrade, what does your... This sword has been with me through every battle. One day, it'll help write a heroic epic. But not today. I'm still young, and I have a long road ahead. So, in the end, there's only one thing I can trust. The deliverer that appeared in my life on that day. How ironic, just thinking about how my
Sorry
village
ya, gue
was
pencet-pencet dapat.
swallowed
Nggak sabar
by the black
soalnya
tide makes my
pengen
hands
lihat momen
shake.
epic momentum.
Speaking rationally, I know it's not nearly enough. Addis Elysiae was just a small village. But here and now, my heart says something else. This car. It's everything I have left.
Perhaps that itself is the answer.
Ayo ngomong tuh.
Look, Finan. It's so nice to see you all again. Lady Trinan, Finan, and hello. Seeing you here sure is a sweet surprise.
Amporius yang mana ya? Aku salah masuk gitu.
Why so surprised? Could it be? Did you miss me?
Cyrene? This is incredible. I was literally just thinking about how you might be here. But I'd never imagined I'd see you this soon.
Iya, lah. Dia kok tiba-tiba muncul ya?
I was supposed to leave with the priests, but
Oh,
then I
betul
heard
lagi
Lady
pindah.
Maiden was with a white-haired young man. I figured it had to be you, so I snuck back here.
That's Cyrene for you. Unfortunately, this isn't a good time for reminiscing.
Still playing house, boy?
Umur segini masih main umur pendek.
You get the idea.
Quite the hothead. You know, you two just might get along. Don't worry. You already know what the answer is. If that's your choice, I am with you. I am with you because I remember it all too. The fields of Aedis Elysiae, those red leaves, that little swing of mine beneath the tree where I dreamed the sweetest
Kita kembali
dreams.
lagi masa lalu.
And those pain speaks for
Ya,
itself.
anggap aja ini
Our
teater
hometown may
immersif ya.
have been
Kita
just a
diajak
tiny
ngobrol
village, but to us,
sama si Likman.
it was the whole world. But that's not enough, Finan. Even though hatred can help people grow and turn a boy into an unbreakable warrior, what you need now is victory. You can't just stack the scales with your past suffering. You have to throw the weight of your future onto them as well.
The future? What do you mean?
Maybe that was a bit too cryptic for you, but it's actually really simple. Why not have our mutual friend here stand on the scales with the deliverer? How about it? Can you help us?
Lah, itu kan dong.
Relax. Our dear crown prince won't have a clue.
Let's try that. The fate of Akuma hangs on this duel. I must claim victory, for their sake. I will stake everything I have. Stand with me, comrade, and we shall become heroes.
Ingatlah masa lalu dan jadilah pahlawan masa depan.
Let's. Together we'll prove that what weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable past and carry it into the future.
Talantin, the fair, the just, they of unassailable integrity. The challengers have made their choices. In the name of the Holy Maiden of the Three Fates, lower your scales, weigh destiny, and reveal unto us your verdict.
Your offering is a card?
Yes, a flimsy little card. That is my choice. Just know that it's called the Deliverer.
Interesting. Very well. If you can beat me with this card, then that's what I'll call you from now on.
It's a deal.
The scales, they're wavering.
Talantin is deliberating on the outcome. It appears the convictions of both sides are...
This is suffocating. Like the whole world's weight is on my shoulders. But I believe what my heart tells me.
Finally decided?
Hear thee, children of humanity. I shall pronounce judgment, for the difference is now clear. The one whose offering weighs more than the fate of the world is... one from Ides Elysiae, the nameless hero.
Akhirnya pilot menang.
However, heed this. The true weight of conviction originates not from itself, but rather in that which tips the scales. Hope itself.
Oh, kayak ini ya, referensi Danganronpa ya.
What's that supposed to
Ada
mean?
hope sama despair, putus asa.
I think the Titan means that it's not anyone's personal convictions that outweigh the fate of the world.
Di situ sih di Danganronpa.
It's about a wish, one which we all share. You, me, everyone here. What tipped the scales wasn't Finan's conviction alone, but the collective...
Yes, even you and your people, Kremnoan.
Placing us both on the same side of the scales? Foolish. We Kremnoans are your mortal enemies. Such weak idealism will only get you skewered on our spears.
Fine by me. I've never claimed to be the deliverer from the card anyway. I'm a soldier. And if it's my fate to bleed my last on the battlefield, then so be it. I'll fight to my last breath. And on this, that's all a hero really is. Someone with that kind of conviction. And the deliverer? Just a sum of all those heroes.
A brilliant explanation. Just as prophesied, on this day, the final two heroes shall join the flame chase journey.
I should have known from the start. They all say Lady Goldweaver is quite brazen, but you're the first to even imagine that prophecies could persuade a Kremnos warrior.
Oh, I have 1,000 ways to tame a lion. But this lion didn't come here for bloodshed, did he?
The Kremnoans far outmatch Arkhim's forces, yet we haven't lost a single soul. That's no accident, is it?
Do you honestly think Kremnoans, renowned for our love of battle, would show mercy?
Your forces are equally renowned for their iron discipline. And so, we can only assume that this is on your orders.
Perhaps Akama isn't as hidebound as the rumors say. You grasp the true marrow of power more clearly than those elders.
Now that the wheels of fate are turning, What finer way to celebrate this fortuitous encounter than a feast? Follow me, brave Outlanders. Heroes of this world are as countless as the stars. And at this moment, we find ourselves gathered here. History shall remember this moment. The prophesied Chrysos heirs now stand assembled. Harold.
You must see now how different this is from the flame-chased journey you traveled.
Siapa peranku di sini?
Who? Perhaps the role is not that of a person who really existed. Notice how only two particular individuals seem aware of your presence. Patience. We're approaching the final act. These are, as I mentioned, his first memories. They are of particular importance for the imminent era nova, such as this very moment, as the prophesied demigods gather with Talentum as witness. This is a moment calculated by the gods. What comes after is no different from that which you already know. Come. Your seat awaits. After 13 heartbeats, our heroes will be ferried to the final scene.
Ada gambarannya.
They say that the heroes of this world should be as countless as the stars. Yet now, we're the only ones left standing. So, in the end, the black tide still swallowed everything.
The West stands protected by mighty Scrimnoans. It will hold for the time being. Professor Anexa deployed wards in the north and east before. Their effectiveness is untested, but I believe in him.
Itu yang dipakai sama Reaper kan? Si Siren ini. Oh, gua ngerti. Ini berarti emang senjata Siren dimaling sama si Flame Reaper.
We needn't fear for
Gua baru
Aglaia.
ngerti rupanya.
Even in death, she counts as the greatest among demigods.
Senjata Siren ini mirip.
Her threads of romance weave an impenetrable
Flame
shield.
Reaper yang curi waktu itu ya.
And
Pas
people
udah dia
answer
bunuh
her
si
call.
Siren.
Let's move. Cavalli has given their core flame. We must complete the Era Nova before the next entry hour.
Berarti Flame Reaper itu
Four
senjata
and
satunya
four,
itu dia maling.
That only leaves 3 hours.
Lalu pedang yang digunakan Painon ini mirip lah ya, kurang lebih gitu.
So,
Itu gabungannya.
this is the last time we'll see her.
Lalu apakah Flame Reaper itu adalah si Painon itu sendiri? Nah, nggak tahu ya, tapi yang jelas kita udah dapat sedikit clue-nya ya.
Finan, we set out on this journey to answer the world's desire, didn't we?
That's what it means to be a Chrysos heir. So has it always been.
Then why? Why must Emphorius's wishes be so cruel? We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. But in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
I don't know. We haven't had any other choice except to move forward. Even if we only see the long, long night ahead, I still believe that through it, we'll find the dawn on the other side. So, to the Temple of the Three Fates. You'll take over Time's authority, and we'll return all the core flames to the Vortex. After which, we shall all face oblivion or embark on one final grand journey.
Bapak kembali. Mana lagi? Tapi ceritanya mereka dari sana. Oh berarti ini apa ya?
Please forgive us for disturbing your
Ini
sleep,
siklus
Ornix.
yang berbeda lagi ya.
It matters
Sebelumnya.
not. I know fate has run its course.
The black tide has reached Akama. Amphorius does not have much time left. It is time for the Era Nova.
Jadi bisa dibilang ini tinggal final sama Siren yang mati itu ya.
As agreed, I shall present the core flame of time. Ride the river of time. It will guard your passage to the vortex of Genesis. Step through and witness.
Professor Anaxa proved the truth of Genesis with his sacrifice. As Chrysos heirs of the prophecy, we were always destined to immolate ourselves for this world. Now, it's our turn. We can't let everyone's sacrifices be in vain.
Walaupun tanpa MC, mereka tuh berhasil sebenarnya perjalanan Flame Chaser ini. Cuma ya itulah gimana bisa terjadinya siklus time loop ya atau berulang lagi ya.
After all, we've been ready to fight fate ever since we left the village. Haven't we?
Yeah. Come. Let's claim the miracle we were promised and burn away every last shadow in this world.
And then rise as the first light of a new world.
Light calendar 4931, the third week of the month of Evernight. Welcome, my lord, to the end of the flame chase and the end of all things. The Titan has revealed the gateway of fate. Please accept the invitation to step across the threshold and behold. Beyond this gate lies the new world that our heroes sought through their trials, as well. Perhaps you'll find it. Then you'll understand how the mortal called Finan shouldered the world's weight. How that same burden crushed him, proving that the so-called deliverer is nothing more than Amphorius' own delusion. Please, esteemed one, the answers you seek lie in these non-existent times.
Kita lanjut.
The future revealed by the Titan.
Just what will we see?
The future revealed by the Titan.
Just what will...
Okay, let's go. What?
The vortex of Genesis. So it is here. But just what is this?
Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and it is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. The vortex of Genesis, where the world begins and ends. What stage could be more befitting of our final act? as an unattainable existence that has dwelled within his heart, beyond his reach. You have accompanied him through the march of years uncounted. Now, if you would.
My journey to the Aranova. Enough talk.
There you
Go.
So why the hell is I know that this much?
beyond the Aranova.
None of that matters now. This brutal, flame-chased journey has stripped away my delusions. I know the future is in some peaceful paradise.
This will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
Kelanjutan kisah Pengulangan dan Siren. Irene.
Indeed, in his memories, such a scene replays over and over. Though the details may differ, this remains ever the same. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. A total of 33,550,335 times.
Betul, dalam memorinya pemandangan itu berputar berulang kali. Meskipun ada detail yang berbeda, tapi hal ini tetap sama. Semuanya kan bisa doang. Buset, banyak kali. 33 juta kali. Itu nggak capek apa? Maksudnya tadi si Likmani bilang apa? Walaupun detailnya sedikit berbeda, hasilnya tetap sama ya. Gimana caranya ya? 35.550.355 kali. 33.550.335 kali. Kali ya? Apa tuh? Oh, memori nih.
Each is a drop from the river of time, representing the long journey he would take, or rather, the never-ending cycle. Sharp as ever, I see. Seeing is believing. Why not? Perhaps you can simply walk straight to the final truth. See the true face of the character you play and witness the ultimate nature of the crime. Please, take your time. Look around as much as you wish.
Pengulangan abadi nomor 134. Pengulangan abadi nomor... Kok? Loh? What the hell? Digus, yang bener aja. Ini apaan, boset? Kok? Satu dulu ya. Mana ya? Yang inilah ya. Ada apa aja nih? Gua yang ke 2691, 800, 3 juta. Coba yang dekat ini ya. Nah ini. Yang 334 nih. Nah,
All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle.
So even the future revealed by the Titans may...
The Aranova. This unrivaled master.
Are you saying...
Fate is ever unassailable. The golden threads tell me the black tide. I shall have my final bath in warm and radiant gold. Forgive me. I must snip away every risk to weave the stronger. There is nothing more to say. We part here.
Oke, kali ini dia sama Agalea. Agalea. Oh, ini. Sama juga, ini jam lagi. Nah.
Hey, little. Are you scared?
Kita tinggal Ica lagi. Tinggal Ica.
What? No. I see. So, well, now there's come Executioner.
Kali ini tinggal si Little Ica. Terus sebelah yang ini, yang mana yang agak dekat-dekat dikit. Nah, yang kalau 34 yang agak-agak awal gitu. Jadi, Manik sia-sia juga dong
Not a
kita.
single soul to be seen.
Ya,
Looks like I've so. Executioner.
oh alah. Kali ini si Algojonya yang muncul. Kali ini Painonnya sendirian. Kali ini segitu. Ini
didn't you?
Oh, ini sama kayak story.
Yes, I've become death's demigod, and shall nothing cry out.
I will take all the wishes.
Go on, deliverer. We'll keep that
Oke, jadi gue udah ngerti ya. Jadi ini semua memori, walaupun sedikit ada perubahan, endingnya tetap sama. Jadi begitulah gambaran terbesarnya ya. Coba nanti gue simpan dulu. Oke, kita nggak perlu lihat lagi ya. Kita udah dapat gambaran besarnya. Ayo, Ligma jelaskan semua. Kenapa bisa berulang begini?
You really think you're prepared? Allow me to give you a warning, most earnest. Once you see what these memories hide, the world's course will be forever irreversible. Ah, very well. As you have made up your mind, let us bear witness together. As the sole audience of this eternal theater, I have been rapturously awaiting your arrival. And this, too, is the very reason I must show you I believe that since you've bathed in that eon's gaze, you can make Amphorius's frozen fate flow once again.
Wow.
Feeling a bit lost? As you now see, this scene marks the final act of the drama Amphorius. The final eternal recurrence created by this man's hand, and the last one this world shall undergo. Behold, at the swordsman's side stands one he has sometimes called companion, other times comrade, that nameless hero absent from the annals of history. He is the swordsman's ideal in his youth, the deliverer that guided him resolutely onward through fantasy. And now, in the name of the nameless, he has become an essential and inseparable part of the epic of Amphorius. And this time, under his guidance, what choice shall the hero make? Whither shall the fate of the world flow? And what
Kalaupun
is the
Shiva itu
ultimate
langsung
truth
sadar dong
of the
kalau dia bakal
nature
pulang
of
terus sampai
the
30
forest?
semuanya itu. Tapi kenapa bisa pulang ya?
There are many mysteries yet to be unwound. But if I may, allow me to temporarily yield the stage to one far more fitting. Please put your hands together and give a rousing round of applause for that master of the countless memories we saw. The other wouldn't now standing in the vortex. They who have already burnt their own self to cinder.
Buset. Tikus.
So, in the end, you succeed, executioner. With my flesh as kindling, light the first dawn of the new world.
Ternyata itu senjata yang pas. Oke. Let the battle begin.
To once again
Flame Reaper of the Superstar.
everything.
All right, second, my friend.
Mampu.
It's on me. Open sesame. Free will, or was it fate destined for oblivion?
Keluar.
I weep for the departed.
Kecil kali dia bikin.
It too shall fall.
Oke, mantap. Kemudian.
Another journey begins. Still waters of oblivion.
Action before? Curiosity.
Salah tak. Kalau cepat dia keluarin bayangan tak.
Destined for oblivion.
Right second, my friend. Indulge yourselves.
Dan kenapa gue bisa dulu?
The dice I bust.
Apa ya? Lah.
Or maybe I'll take it all.
I'm a confident. Open sesame. Watch it crumble.
In the mood for another beating?
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Never seen this action before. Expand to think. Curiosity.
Nice like a good brew, my friend. Indulge yourselves.
Oh my god, dia udah bangun.
Free will, or was it destined for oblivion?
Keluar. Bang udah bang, betul bang.
Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head.
I don't have time for games. Open sesame.
Evan ya.
In the mood for another beating?
Another journey begins. Still waters of oblivion.
This ends now.
Lihat.
With your corpse. Ignite the dawn!
Wah, agak ngeri nadanya. Kita lihat.
How is this possible?
Woi! Buset. Kevin hidup lagi.
The sons of destruction
Kenapa tambah kesini?
now to wind. You have set your blood ablaze. Your fury.
Yeah. The battle again. Come on, bro.
Friend?
Dia masih pakai jurus yang sama yang kita nggak tahu siapa maksud ini. Dia sudah bikin.
Tell me. Curiosity. Endless. Nothing but a boy. Open sesame. What a crow. Free will, or was it destined for oblivion? I weep for departed. It is your fault.
Boy, santai bang.
The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Still water to the flame.
My fury.
Waduh. Wah. Udah, satu aku ini.
Again.
Siapa dulu yang mau kita kulit?
Friend?
Curiosity. Endless.
Waduh. Ayo kan.
Open sesame.
Keluar.
Step up, let's see ya.
Balik. Saja.
Fire. Burn unceasing.
In the mood for another beating?
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. I weep for the departed. It is your fault.
Fires of fury devour me. Become a desert, seared upon this burning world.
Indulge yourselves!
Sure, I'll play along. Curiosity.
Apa kelarnya kalau dia mau di rambut ubat. Damage-nya terlalu kecil untuk lawan bayangan nih.
No dirty. The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head. Still water to the flip. No dirty. Hedge your bets. Open sesame. Destined for oblivion.
Suffering.
Kena. Bentar. Kasusnya seperti darah 60-an.
Watch your head. Sure, I'll play along. I don't have time for games. Expand your thinking. Curiosity.
Mama mati beneran.
The dice have bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Friend?
Indulge yourselves!
I weep for the departed.
It too shall fall.
Open sesame.
Another journey begins. Still waters of oblivion.
Step up, let's see it.
Never seen perfection, but expand your thinking.
Hedge your bets. Spend freely.
Destined for oblivion.
Maaf ya, guys, agak lama dikit.
Sure, I'll play along. The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Main ya, awal gua main. Sampai gitu agak motivasi sih.
Again.
Still waters of oblivion.
It's on me.
Curiosity, endless freedom. Nothing but a thought.
My psychic, my friend. Indulge yourselves!
I reach for the target. It too shall fall.
Sekali lagi. Oh, mantap, break.
That's half the work. Destined for oblivion.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
I don't have time for games. Open sesame.
Still waters of oblivion.
This world returned to the great.
Watch your head.
My psychic, my friend. Indulge yourselves!
Never seen perfection. Expand your thinking.
Torment.
Curiosity, endless freedom. Nothing but a thought. Open sesame.
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the
Mantap.
It too shall fall.
Dirty.
Good confidence.
Hedge your bets.
Never seen
The
perfection
dice
before.
have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head.
Expand your thinking.
Clear.
We witnessed a miracle. Such is the will of fate. That person can only be you.
Dia mirip Paimon gitu.
Why not? Let wrath incinerate fate.
Gila itu. Memori Kastana datang.
At last, Amphorius's fate has begun to shift. Just as I foretold, your arrival will change. After all, you've also been bathed in that Eon's gaze, which can awaken the long-dormant instinct in much like that scepter we spoke of earlier. It was only under the same Eon's glance that it was reborn. That's right. If you recall, I mentioned it at the very start of our play. The Celestial now Allow me to reveal the final piece of the puzzle for the eternal land known as Emphorius is nothing more than the scepter's endless, lonely extrapolation.
Tongkat kuasa itulah yang membuat Emphorius itu tidak ada ujungnya, dan semua siklus yang terjadi itu berkat tongkat kuasa yang ada di Emphorius.
A bottomless well of fury aimed at the god who cast it aside.
Iya, yang terakhir, pengulangan abadi di
Finan, we set out on this journey to answer the world's desire, didn't we?
That's what it means to be a Chrysosaur. So has it always been.
Then why? Why must Emphorius' wishes be so cruel? We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. And in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
You see it too? Those burn marks. The flickering cubes. They're not a tide at all. They're more like a shattered teleslate.
Standing here, the voices of Titans have never been clearer. Turns out they were coming from the black tide all along. Is that Emphorius crying?
Or maybe it is screaming at its creator.
Finan, do you still remember when I was little? I had a dream. A dark, cold room with nothing but Orynyx's curtain glowing. The curtain seemed to contain all of Emphorius, where strange and fantastic dramas played out within. There were countless versions of us, from countless different worlds.
Perhaps it wasn't a dream.
Yeah. As I gaze out at the world before me, those sorrowful thoughts have become reality. So, this is the reason the sky was sealed. Emphorius is merely a larger ID Silicii. We are just characters in this tiny world, following the prophecy, stepping onto the same journey over and over. What then is this so-called Era Nova? And what are the spectators watching all of this truly hope?
As a reward for reaching the end of the world, let me answer your questions. As the Theoros, I have observed. Thus is the synthesis of the prime mover of life formed. This is a moment the universe will remember. After millions of extrapolations, the experimental environment known as Emphorius has finally achieved results.
So,
yang
the
nyata di sini
results you speak of
cuma Final
are
dan
this
Sirene
wreckage of a world.
itu ya. Lalu yang lainnya pada kemana?
We all gave everything we had, returning 12 core flames to recreate the world. And in return, we become nothing more than sacrificial offerings at the end of everything.
Exactly. The Titans are Chrysos heirs of the past, and Chrysos heirs are the Titans of the future. Anaxagoras' theory of era nova holds, but from just the perspective of a player in the drama, he could never fully uncover the last layer of truth. The cycles of the hero's journey that have played out until now were never about creating a new world or perfect. They were a deep learning program made for the Black Tide.
But this time, your plot will fail. I've taken Kefali's core flame, and when the dawn of the new world arrives, its light will burn away all the darkness.
Haven't I made myself clear? The Chrysos heirs and titans were merely byproducts of the experiment. You've seen this world's evolution, witnessed the birth. Every generation of heroes, gods, and worlds was born only to be destroyed by it. This is the endpoint of Amphorius' calculations. A perfect equation of destruction.
So in your eyes, all the sacrifices are just a string of insignificant numbers?
Don't sell yourselves short. I'd say, rather than numbers, you're more like fuel for the fire. And without fire...
Even if that sunrise is born from annihilation?
Curious question. Have you ever considered that after millions of extrapolations, Amphorius is already following a different path from the erudition? It has long since granted divine blessings equally to the golden blood flowing in your veins. It comes from the blemished one, whose name is destruction itself. And Amphorius' Chrysos heirs were, from the very beginning, fuel for the Aeon to burn the universe. Amphorius has waited for this moment for too long. At the end of the empty, cold, and lonely extrapolations, Nikos 496.
Tunggu. Nikos 496.
Philia 093.
Dia 093. Mereka ini cuma kayak apa? Data di komputer gitu ya.
To feel regret. This generation of Chrysos heirs is the most outstanding model, and you two are the final factors. For you, the era nova is no lie. Just you will come to life from a stream of cold numbers. Along with all those who have passed, you will run toward the real universe, fulfilling Amphorius' long-held wish. In the name of the Lord Ravager Iron Tome, unleash its fury and destroy the source of all this.
Or we could always choose another option. Like you said, Amphorius is just an experiment, and we're the participants. We can only walk along the predetermined path toward the ending, under the watchful eyes of the stars. But that also means that there isn't just one Aeon who can cast their glance at Amphorius, right? is this question really that hard to answer? Or did I guess it right? And in reality, this world has already been under the watch of other eons. It's strange when you think about it. If you just stayed back, watching us complete the ritual and get consumed by the black tide, why go through the trouble of explaining all this to us?
You're pretending, revealing the so-called truth just to deceive us, covering up another possibility. Destruction is not the only outcome for the fate of Amphorius.
Do you two really think, as petty little demigods, you can change the outcome written by the stars? What makes you think you're capable of doing that?
A little courage and determination. Just kidding. The answer is pretty simple. But we're not gonna tell ya. We're going to weave a long dream for Amphorius, making it believe the experiment hasn't ended, that everything is still ongoing.
With just Orynyx's power, though, it should be impossible to achieve this, right?
Yeah. So, I can only place my hopes on that childhood dream. And the god behind Orynyx that appeared in that dream. Now, I can say with certainty, time is the page on which that eon records Amphorius. If it fades from existence, and all that it records is lost among the stars, that eon will surely direct their gaze here. And it will be a glance that spans time and space, granting each incarnation of me the power to reset time, imbuing my soul into this ceremonial blade, and creating an endless flame-chased journey.
Lalu, muncullah ini, siklus berulang.
I understand. Then let me step into the cycles and continue Amphorius's grand design. To deceive the gods, deceive the world itself. But to make time vanish from this world, that would mean you...
All right, let's not make things so gloomy. What we're about to embark on is the true hero's journey. So, come on, cheer up a bit, okay? In that memory, you will definitely meet me again. A little Cyrene who knew nothing, lying on a soft patch of grass, feeling the light breeze, dreaming of the distant world. Tell her about the flame chase journey, and then let her become a romantic part of this story. I believe every Cyrene will make the same choice, erasing time again and again, resetting time over and over. After all, they're all me, and I will always have my charm. Then, I'll fall into a sweet dream, disappearing in some small corner of the world. Quietly, waiting for the day when that next page is turned.
Jadi, saya akan gunakan time reset. Meriset dunia Emporius.
And I will keep going. Even if the road ahead is dark, I will burn myself to light the way. Rather than let the core flames become nourishment for the black tide, I'll become their vessel to prevent the arrival of Era Nova. Until Amphorius welcomes a true dawn.
The girl who watches over time, and the warrior who carries the world. Now, let us fulfill the duties of time and world-bearing. Honor the past and forge ahead.
I promise you, the pain will pass in the blink of an eye.
You need to hold tight to this ceremonial blade. After I'm gone, it will take you back to the beginning of time. I believe that in that story, or in countless stories, each alike yet unique, everyone, all the companions who sacrificed themselves alongside.
If we can never break free from this prison, I will stand my ground until the day someone shatters this endless cycle and writes the final chapter of Amphorius' fate.
Pada akhirnya mereka akan membuat siklus yang terus berulang. Sehingga menunggu ada seseorang dari luar yang bisa memutus rantai.
We will be the ones to start everything. Carry the primordial chaos, just as your name suggests, and bear this world we hold. So long, Kaslana.
As the theros I have observed, destruction of synthesis is formed.
I will wait for that day, for as long as it takes. The day will come, turn over this eternal and follows in our footprint, right in than it ever was.
Yeah.
That will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
Lalu dimulailah pengulangan pertama. Wow, gila. Berarti kita sudah diperlihatkan ya guys, gimana awal kisah perjalanan ini, Flame Chaser ini bermula.
The world is collapsing.
Karena ini sudut pandang Kaslana.
And the people are crying. We too must part ways here. Friend.
Siapa pula lagi nih?
Ides Elysiae, the little village of my childhood. The gentle breeze and the sound of waves still linger.
Everything is as it was. It feels good to take one last look.
You know, this is just a corner of the memory. The real Ides Elysiae.
I know. I'm here to say goodbye. We might not see each other again. You can stay here forever. And time will stand still for you. Let it flow. It's time for me to go. Even if it's a path with no turning back. When have we ever had the luxury of turning back? Are you afraid? After learning the truth of your origins, will you see the motivation I gave you as the manipulating whispers of destruction? The convictions and choices that come from my heart. I don't believe they're designed by the so-called paths. If we are just numbers, simulating life, then you are the image I've always longed for. A real, living person. Then why do we part here? You can take me with you, and we can start this journey together. I'll be No. I'm afraid I'm on my own this time. Why? Because there is no perfect solution in this world. Cyrene has already embraced her fate, and I will embrace my origin. Destruction. And with this power, I will rebel against its creator, bringing endless fury to the darkness, sweeping the world. If you stay by my side, I'll hesitate. But this world can't afford a soldier who wavers. Do you remember when we were kids? Everyone would get so excited drawing cards like ruler or warrior, but throw fits over devil or drunk. Kids always get to change their minds. But when it comes to the fate of adults, there's no room for redos. And go, Kaslana, as you promised. Deceive the world, seize the core flames, and rewrite your fate. Burn yourself up with all your might. Wield your futility like a sword. And fight against the gods. In the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Kefali will never forget this.
Pengulangan abadi hingga kehancuran dunia. Sisa 33 juta. Oh, berarti mulai dari nol lagi ya, buset.
So, time retreated behind me until it reached the origin. Just as Professor Anaxa once said, in that void, Kefali stood at the center of chaos. Time, space, and causality. When the waves of time finally calmed, it was the year 3870 of the light calendar. The Chrysos War had lasted for nearly a century, and that was the era of the Day Thunder Knight's battle with the sky. While she could not seize the core from that moment, the sole survivor of the old dynasty, Imperator Saritra, issued a call to arms across the lands, summoning heroic Chrysos heirs to wage war on the Titans. And that was the first doomed flame chase journey, sealed away in history.
So what you're saying is, you've traveled back down the river of time, finally reaching this untouched seabed just to tell us the flame chase journey and even all of Amphorius are nothing but illusions in an eon's dreams?
Exactly. So, Dux Gladior, please take me to meet Her Majesty Saritra. I must share the truth with her.
Since Her Majesty's not here, no need for formalities. The word Gladiorum always reminds me of my fallen homeland buried deep in the depths. Call me High Sealans, nameless swordmaster.
Please allow me to add one more thing. You actually already know my name.
You mean Finan? Such a name could never be your true one. But I won't question you further about it. Ever since Her Majesty issued the Flame Chase Decree, heroes from all over have sent their letters of introduction. What's the harm in adding one more name like Finan or Pinan? Besides, the deep sea is dark. All right, nameless swordmaster. Hold on to my wake. Let's find somewhere else to talk.
Aren't you even a little suspicious of what I've said?
Harboring suspicions is not my concern. My sword dances only when the Imperator harbors doubts. There's no use in speaking further. Show me. Perhaps you should demonstrate your skills and calm the raging black tide for us. Oh. Nice moves. We just washed it away and here it comes again. The black tide is really no joke. The waters end here. The one you seek is beyond this point.
At last. I can meet with Her Majesty Saridra herself. Are there any formalities I need to observe?
Don't kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator despises such rituals, especially when the heads of those taller than her bend beneath her crown.
She really is down to earth.
The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her. Keep 5 paces distance until the Imperator allows otherwise.
Sounds like an old friend of mine.
Well, experience is a good thing. Stay sharp, and you'll be just...
Kita bisa lihat wujudnya kali ya. Ya. Kan itu akhirnya buset.
Duck's Goldweaver, little hostage. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
It's you.
You know them? Good. That makes things easier.
Before that, I'm more curious about one thing. Where is Her Majesty Saridra?
To avoid any misunderstandings, nameless swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, I never said you were entitled to meet her. The Imperator decreed. The Deliverer will not appear in this age. Be wary of suspicious individuals. Come now, both of you.
I see. I had no intention of fighting. So remember this, Lady Hysealans. If my sword shows any hesitation, don't thank me. Thank them instead.
No, you misunderstand. We don't want to see Chrysoceras hurt each other. Just give us some time to ask you a few questions.
The Nestia's golden threads will judge you and decide your fate.
As you wish.
White-haired swordmaster? If what you say is true, then you must know the fate of the world. So, how much do you know about what we read from the prophecy?
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments, and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady Treby?
How is this possible?
He got it right?
Yes, but the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here. At least, not in this era.
You must listen to me, Aglaya, Treby. The Finan of this world has not yet been born. In a distant future, he will follow the prophecy's guidance and appear before you. But do not seek him out. Because Era Nova is a complete and utter lie. I will tell you the truth. And you will understand why the world must forsake the prophecy and find another path to Era Nova. Because I know both of you. And I believe that no matter how the course of history may change, the faith we all share will always remain the same. And so, the layers of rock began to reverse, and history wove itself anew. Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Saritru. And after all, the Imperator's alliance needed the destruction, and I was ready to pour all my strength into it. But the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, in our conquest of the Earth, I had to prove that my power could transcend fate. In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end, the Titankin of Georios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan and took the core flame that supported the Earth. But this time, Amphorius encountered a turning point in its fate. Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd gathered around this, cheering for the hero of the destruction, who had ignited the faint spark of life. Yes, in that flickering light, the once dark path ahead seemed to become clear. I proved myself. And in the long years that followed, I brought down the other Titans. One by one. I could do more than just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the world also emerges from the lines of history. Until finally, the brutal future revealed by Era Nova is reversed. But tell me, if that's truly the case, why are we doomed to the same outcome? The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world, after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphorius. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the black tide with their mortal bodies, why didn't you shed even a single tear? Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just a bunch of insignificant footnotes? Sorrow has been my constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me. Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword, Executioner.
I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive.
After that, he raised his sword and attacked. Then, Kaslana killed himself. That day, who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future. I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing a stone ball. Climb, fall, climb, fall, climb again, and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope, and the nymph would always return to the starting point. After that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the 4th quint of curtain fall hour, and my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
Admin juga pertama yang terakhir. What the hell? Apa nih? Kok siapa yang mencatatnya nih? 34. Ya, 202. Oh, ini berarti yang 134 ya. Jadi ini ngulangnya jauh kali sampai.
I thought cycles was the answer you were looking for.
No. It's just that the answer came so suddenly. There was no fun in tracing it back to its root. Eons? Paths? What a load of nonsense.
I can't give you an exact explanation of those two concepts either.
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand? I was already expecting this.
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details of history change, the Anaxa I know always remains as harsh.
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to break the cycles and crush them in their cradles. Too bad. Now only you have the ability to do that.
What's that supposed to mean?
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And in my opinion, the noble titans have no reason to refuse. Besides, according to you, before stepping into these endless cycles, you were my pupil.
I've already heard the same thing countless times.
Enough chit-chat. Let's go. If we run into any other scholars, leave them to me. We've all made preparations for total annihilation. Never thought someone would step in to help. You've been to the Luminary Throne before, haven't you?
If you're talking about in past cycles.
You're already much luckier than the other students. Hold up. Keep your wits about you. Someone's watching us.
Pretty boy, your eyesight's better than I thought. As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down, it's you, isn't it, white hair?
You sure do love stealing the spotlight. In the name of the 7 sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the Luminary Throne. This is the sacred ground of reason, and no one may desecrate it. Take my words back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, cat girl.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. That is just heartbreaking. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, you have no right to lecture me. This is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Here we go.
Core flame thieves. You really think you can scare off a sage of the grove with nothing but empty threats?
This gloomy little brat's got a shirt.
Dia pula lagi.
Ooh, not bad, not bad. I kinda like you. As a return favor, please come Cersei's core flame right here. Aw, don't cry now.
Woi.
That was close. I'm out of here.
Walah, pakai cara kabur lagi. Out dia. Lolos.
They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning. And yet so naive.
Sounds like you have a plan?
Of course. When I first set out on the flame chase journey, Lady Treby never met, but along the way, I learned a thing or two.
Where are you going?
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
How is this possible?
You've arrived, Zacharias. Always so punctual.
What? Do you know who I am?
I'm running out of patience. So I'm not going to waste words. Listen up, spirit thief. Hand over the core flame, and let's pretend we never clashed. This way, you and this world can still be saved.
Save? You sing better than any bard. If you ask me, you're the greatest disaster Emporius has ever known. No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body. Carrying 12 core flames? Don't make me laugh. You'll just get consumed by the divine flames and drag this world.
134.
What?
Huh?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through. And the number of core flames I carry is
1,596.
Banyaknya. Disimpannya rupanya.
Yes.
1,000 core flames and just a single
Kan kalau di Mas Paulus nggak ngerti.
I've come this far. And that's proof enough.
But someday you will burn to the ground.
Of course. The divine flames will eventually consume my eyes and blind me. But before that, they could still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker. Now when I cut open your stomach, you won't feel a thing.
You
This is the final warning.
Fine. Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. And no matter how one looks at it, 99,999,999 of them all point to outcomes of certain destruction. Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of this world, to achieve that 1 in 100 million possibility.
Bartolos!
Brad, if you've got the guts, you'll have to first step over my dead body.
Battle begin. Tunggu kali ya. Oh, mampu.
We can deal with just by ourselves.
Một khổ bừng đi. Ingat.
Future will come. I'm fine. Tomorrow. I'm fine.
Aduh.
Corpulence consume me. Tear the sky. How absurd. In my memories, Zagreus always meets the same end. Over and over again. Their departure no longer stirs anything in my heart.
This reason core flame before us is a fake.
I know. I know. It always plays out like this. The spirit thief covers for her, and then, driven by defiance or hatred, she decides to stand before me once more, exactly like the countless past hers I've known. Cunning, yet so naive.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless times, tell me, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this question.
Well, thank you for that. But I also believe that this time, you won't catch up to me. No one can catch up to me. I'm no longer running to escape anymore.
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this. You've made the wrong decision.
All right, then. We'll see.
Silence. This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
Go, Cyphera. Give us some time in private. This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. Maybe the road you're walking for old time's sake. Turn back. I don't care how many times you've tried. Because there's one thing I'm sure. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children of humanity you swore to save. They are no more.
Of course. I've been wondering, what kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye? Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
I don't want to argue anymore. No matter what I say, the outcome won't change. Make your biggest effort to resist. Or accept fate and hand over the core flame to me. Even if it's futile, we all have the right to choose.
Yes. Even if it is futile, and the world is just a divine joke.
When I walk into the destruction written by the gods with my own 2 legs.
Even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story.
And so, at the end of the 134th cycle, a traveler and the scholar fulfilled their fates once again. Or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled their fates. I can't quite remember all this. In the endless darkness, for no reason, a voice always lingered by my ear. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value. Reduced to ashes. Such a familiar end. It happens in every journey. Always the same.
Sampai ulang terus nih. Kemudian lanjut ke terusnya sampai 100.000. Oke. Kemudian penggunaan abani yang ke 100 sekian. Sih. Kenapa bisa gitu ya? Gak pegel apa? Time loop lagi nih.
You don't look so good, Deliverer.
Even after going through 108,642 cycles, Mighty, your name for me has never changed.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a derogatory name.
Yeah, I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely in the first cycle. After that one and only time we walked side by side. Every time since. Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your weak spot. And the only way to kill you.
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced you, did they ever retreat?
Never.
Then they died honorably, worthy of the name of strife. But there's still tenderness in your eyes. How pathetic.
I have to remember how this feels. Remember that I was once human. Or else the destruction will completely consume me.
If you win, tell the mighty most of the next life. This person is a worthy opponent. So always remember to give it your all and never slack off.
I'll keep that in mind. As always.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. I, the king of the Kremnoan Legion, will host the final feast in the center of this arena, and the prize will be the flames of strife. One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. That's what I saw when I overcame the trial. The gods' dying ramblings. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must understand, facing the demigod of strife means there's no way you'll take this core flame in peace.
I understand.
Step forward and face me in a final battle.
Yeah. Jadi kita sebagai Kaslana ya.
The last son of Gorgo, the demigod of strife, salute you. I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives of mine to fuel the blazing sun of deliverance. Behold! The last Kremnos festival has begun. And will not end till death.
It's time to temper myself. Future will come.
Conquer this world.
Woi, besok kurang ajar.
As you wish.
Agar adil, mari kita pergi itu ke sepeda pertempuran yang kita. Oke. Oke, nah ini kalau mau tanding yang serius pokoknya. Tanding. Biar belajar. Beb. Mampus.
Are not strong.
Tear the sky.
So help the everything. All stars burn to ash.
Ma.
Use the flames of your feet to scorch
Ya, tek. Oh gitu ya, mainnya bagus, main sedot sekarang.
Hands are not strong enough. Let strife decide the outcome.
Yes.
Of immortality!
Tapi agak coba emosi dia tidak. Sering.
You may crown yourself my blood. In your next life, I shall once again block your path. Deliverer, I wish you eternal victory.
The 108,642nd core flame of strife. Yet the shadows of the black tide still loomed. And pain and the blaze was still not enough, even if it meant burning this body to ash.
Sisa 31 juta lagi. Gila. Pengulangan abadi ke 2 juta. Baru 2 juta loh ya, lihatlah.
No matter how bright the sun is, there are still places it cannot
Berhenti
reach.
dulu ya, kayaknya udah mau 2 jam nih.